A tiny but mighty invasive species continues to cause headaches across the state, this time threatening a key waterway that spans Fresno, Tulare, and Kern counties.
You hear a lot about different species of different things, but you don't pay a lot of attention until all of a sudden it's in your backyard and it's a big problem.
Why farmers and state officials say time is of the essence as they work to stop the rapid spread of golden mussels.
The fallout is continuing this morning following the Justice Department's release of files related to the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. How a high-profile hearing scheduled for next week could reveal even more about his operations.
Lawmakers now expressing worries about the president's plans for Iran. What steps two congressmen are taking in hopes of avoiding a possible war, and why time is running out as U.S. military forces continue to build up in the Middle East.
And the rain's done for now, but we are turning our attention to some freezing temperatures. Yeah, we got a really cold morning going on out there across the Central Valley and a big alert associated with that. Plus, we're going to go over the totals that we got from yesterday's storm.
You're watching Fox 26, and now, great day.
Good Friday morning. We begin this hour with a live look at the Sundial Bridge in Redding, spanning over the Sacramento River, 720 feet to be exact. You made it through the end of the week. Congratulations. I'm Liz Gonzalez.
I'm Carl Cook.
And I'm Justin Willis. Thank you for joining us. A little chilly out there. Some of you probably get your heaters going if you're up this hour. Some places are at or below freezing, so it's very cold. We had that storm that blew through and brought us quite a bit of activity up to the mountains.
I keep thinking, though, some of the fruit does need the freezing temperatures. So, I mean, there is a set off, but.
Yeah. And my car door, I pulled it open and you can hear the.
Oh.
I was like, oh, yeah, it's cold.
Yeah. Well, there you go. So bundle up today. You're going to need to this morning. All right, let's see what's going on there right now. Currently, how cold is it out there? Well, it's apparently our system's frozen. That's how cold it is. It's 37 degrees out there right now. Yeah, very cold out there, and it feels just like that, too. Dew point's at 35. The skies are fairly clear right now, but we are expecting some cloudiness today. At 10 a.m., 45. At noon, 49. And at 5, 51 degrees. Light winds for us today. Kind of the calm after the storm, if you will. All right, up next, though, your next weather maker. There's another storm coming in. We're going to see just how much we're going to get out of this. Plus, we've got some cold weather alerts that you should know about as well.
Well, this is a story we've been tracking for months. Invasive golden mussels threatening California's water supply. As I reported in November, they are already in the California aqueduct. 2 months ago, they were found in the southern end of the Friant-Kern canal. And now the authority that controls that waterway is taking steps to tackle the infestation. Officials have been testing the 152-mile Friant-Kern canal, which runs from the San Joaquin River to Millerton Lake down to Bakersfield. They're in a race to protect the northern end, which hasn't seen any golden mussels so far. In fact, the board voted yesterday to hire a consultant to develop a control plan for them. But we're told any actual treatment would require permits and could take several months. One Kern County farmer shared the urgency in tackling this issue.
We've seen in less than a year a huge population explosion of the golden mussel. And within the system, within closed pipelines and gates and even open canal, water tanks, throughout the system, we've had a real explosion of mussels that in time would actually start closing off capacity in lines and so forth.
State lawmakers are also working to find a solution with new legislation. Assemblymember Rhodesia Ransom of Stockton says that she's been working with the state's Water, Parks and Wildlife Commission on new legislation that could help speed up permitting and expand decontamination efforts. She says something needs to be done fast.
This is a really impactful issue that we have to be ahead of. What we don't want to do is wake up in, May after this whole spawning period and have an even bigger problem on our hands.
The problem multiplies, and it does so rapidly. One mussel, just a single one, can produce over 100,000 within a year. California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways is opening its grant cycle in March and is offering up to $2 million to support mussel prevention and control programs statewide. A federal crackdown now targeting more than 550 truck driving schools across the country, including 2 right here in Fresno. Now, the schools received notices of proposed removal from a national training registry after investigators say they found safety violations. Federal officials say some programs used unqualified instructors or failed to properly test students. If removed from the registry, those schools can no longer certify new commercial drivers. The operator of one of the schools here in Fresno that's on the list says that navigating the rules has been confusing.
The website is a site where you can spend hours and hours reading it, but you can also read it now and tomorrow it will have changed. It's something like right now, very messy, very complicated.
Federal officials say the enforcement is about safety, while national trucking leaders say most operators are doing things the right way. An additional 97 training providers remain under investigation.
All right, time is 5:05, and well, here's what's going on. Yeah, kind of in the clear now here. That cold front kind of passing over us, but holding steady, leaving behind some really cold air for us. We got some near freezing temperatures this morning, and we'll have more freezing or below temperatures across the valley tonight. More low pressure here, kind of helping funnel some of that in. Here's the system that brought us all that snow to the Sierra Nevada mountains yesterday. All right, so how much did we get? Well, look at the mountains here. 2 to 3 feet of snow really across the Sierra, higher, of course, in some of the upper elevations there. As far as the rain, though, we got about a half inch there in Merced, Los Banos, Firebaugh, Fresno got just under a half inch. Same for Hanford there. Further south, a little less. It was about a 1/4 inch in Visalia and Avenal, and then just over 1/10 of an inch in Delano there. Porterville was at just under a 1/4 of an inch. So some more decent rain for us there, but things are going to dry out a little for us today. But it's also going to be very cold out there. We've got several alerts to go with that. Check it out here. A freeze warning in effect. It's not just right now, but it's also tomorrow morning as well until 9 o'clock. It covers the entire valley here. Of course, it's the darker purple shade here in Merced County all the way to Delano County, but also further northern California. We're going to see temperatures in some of these areas get as low as 24 degrees. Over towards the coastline there, they've got an extreme cold warning there, lighter shade of purple there. That's in effect just for today until 9 o'clock there. They're going to be dealing with temperatures as low as 20 in some places, so very cold over there. Further south there, anybody heading out this weekend here, there is a winter storm warning, kind of residual stuff going on there just for another couple hours on this one down there. It's going to impact the Grapevine, so if you're heading that way this morning there, just be aware of that. Probably some dicey conditions over there. Definitely going to be windy there. There's a wind advisory in effect there this morning as well, mainly for the Mojave slopes, but that will impact the Grapevine as well, as you will see about 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts that direction. All right, so more rain on the way. Well, not as much as we had initially forecast here for you. Earlier this week, we had you at Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then it was just Tuesday and Wednesday, and now it looks like it's just going to be Tuesday. Nothing doing today. There's going to be a little bit of a system that passes over us this weekend, but by Tuesday morning here, we'll see a little bit more snow up in those higher elevations, and then by the time we get to the latter parts of Tuesday morning, might see a few sprinkles there. Up in the North Valley, and it'll likely drop into the southern regions there by the end of the day. Tuesday, hanging on until the evening hours and backing off overnight, and then we should be free and clear Wednesday. So went down from 3 days more of rain to just 1. So good news there. Plus our temperatures will get back to normal as well. In the meantime, here we go. 52 is our high today. That is 11 degrees below the normal. Tomorrow we are back to normal at 63, and we'll see a decrease in cloud cover as the weekend goes on. Some light winds out there, but the story here, 32. It's going to be right at freezing tonight in Fresno, and then we're still in the 30s tomorrow night, and Sunday we'll be back to a 40 in the overnight there, and a little bit warmer there with a 68. All right, coming up in just a bit, we're going to take a look at the highs and lows across the rest of the San Joaquin Valley.
Crews will be back out today working to recover the bodies of 8 skiers killed and 1 still missing from an avalanche at Castle Peak near Lake Tahoe. 15 skiers started a 3-day trip Sunday as warnings were being issued about a storm. That avalanche happened Tuesday, but days of dangerous weather impacted safe access to the area. 6 of those who died were friends and experienced backcountry skiers. The 3 others who died or presumed dead were guides. Several others were rescued. Local police and state officials are now investigating what the guides and their tour company knew about the warnings and why they continued on that trip. Efforts continue to try to hold alleged co-conspirators of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein accountable. What steps both New Mexico and the United Kingdom are now taking to reveal any other bad actors. Students at California State University Monterey Bay are now calling on University leaders to address concerns over graffiti found on their campus. Why the school's Black Student Union argues not enough is being done to prevent discriminatory behavior. Time is now 5:09.
Hi, I'm Monty Torres with Fox 26 News on YouTube. Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel, where we have loads of great content for you to choose from. And while you're here, why not click on the subscribe button right here? That way you can stay in touch with all the latest breaking news, everything news related within the Central Valley. And thank you for watching.